What's up, party people? This is your boy Chaz here with another edition of All Types of Idol, where I come to you giving you the dish on what went down on the top 10 guys night on American Idol season 9. And you know, last week was a bad week for me. I had bad camera issues. It was pretty bad. The sound was pretty like I was in a tunnel. So I really had to step my game up from last week. And I brought myself a new camera. It's actually a new camcorder. I can see myself as I'm recording, which I think is pretty cool. I can see every weird facial expression that I do. But yeah, I had to step up my game, and I'm hoping that the guys will step up their game too. Apparently the girls were supposed to perform tonight, but because of one contestant who was really unable to perform tonight because she was in the hospital, Crystal Bowersock, she had a complication relating to her diabetes. And she was told not to perform tonight. So to be fair, you know, not to DQ her, they decided, you know what, we'll see how it goes Wednesday, and they all perform Wednesday. The girls perform Wednesday. So this is why the boys get to perform early. But hopefully they're smart and they really practice, because, you know, show business waits for nobody. First up on the mic was Mr. Michael Lynch, and he decided to deadlift Aaron Kelly, which I thought was hilarious. I was afraid that he was going to drop him at one point, though, on purpose, because I think that's his biggest competition. So Mike decided to tackle one of the biggest soul classics of all time by the late, great James Brown. It's A Man's World. Absolutely love this song, and I knew I wasn't going to be disappointed, because I think Mike did a great job. He did a great, solid job. I think Randy jumped the gun by giving him a standing O too early, maybe a bit of pimping perhaps. I thought it was good, but I didn't think it was all that great now. He sang it like it was, he coasted through that like it was nothing. That was my problem. This is a soul song, and he has soul in him, but this song is like a gut-wrenching soul, and I kind of felt like he kind of lost essence of that a little bit. Now, note for note, he was great, but I wanted that gut-wrenching soul, or something, some semblance of that. If you ever get a chance to look at Stan Walker's performance of It's a Man's World, that's how that song is supposed to be sung. But to his credit, Mike did a solid job, much better than last week, and he really started off the show well tonight. Next up was John Park, and he decided to sing Gravity by John Mayer, and I have to disagree with the judges. I think last week was better because it showed off his voice more. With this song, I think he did a good job vocally, but there was like no star power whatsoever once again, and I feel that he's really thinking about the notes and not really showing the emotion. That I agree with the judges, but there were hints of soul that I heard last week, and I preferred last week. This one, I think not a lot of people know the song unless they're really hardcore John Mayer fans. So I have a feeling that he will be forgettable and he will be in trouble Thursday night. Next up was Casey Jeans, and he says he has a ritual, but he's not revealing it. It's in some sort of box. I bet you it's a Shrine of Kara, or maybe it's her panties. Like, you know, he smells it every night, you know, before he goes on stage. Maybe that's the secret. I'm wondering now too. You got me talking now. You got me talking. Even though Casey claims that he never watched American Idol, he should have done his research before picking a song, and he ended up doing the most overdone song on Idol, I Don't Want to Be by Gavin DeGraw. Now, the best thing I liked about this performance was the guitar. I thought that was wicked. However, everything else sucked. The vocals was a copycat of Gavin DeGraw. There was no sign of Casey in that song for me, except for when he veered off the melody in the chorus, and that was horrible. The end of his phrases, he wasn't singing into the mic. I think he was too focused on playing the guitar that he forgot the mic, and the ends of his phrase went off mic. So it sounded like he was being drowned by the band, and supposedly so. On top of that, he looked bored, and this is a song that will kick your butt, get you up and dancing, and to be bored in this kind of song doesn't work. So I think Casey really stepped back from me again. Next up was Alex Lambert blowing chunks and speaking tongues. And now if that is not a form of witchcraft, I don't know what is. So Alex decided to sing Everybody Knows by John Legend, and I wish that John got his hands on the song and did the song. But I thought Alex did a really bang up job making the song his own. I thought it was the best of the night, to be honest with you. He was much more comfortable on stage. He still got a way to go, but with his guitar, he was much more relaxed, so it was easier to watch him. And his voice, I loved it, except for that very last note. That very last note was not happening, but everything leading up to it, I loved. Alright, and I seriously think that he is one of the best male vocalists, and you may disagree with me on that, but you know what? If he can get a handle on his nerves, he's going to be a dark horse, I'm telling you. Next up was Todrick Hall, and he decided to sing What's Love Got to Do With It by Tina Turner. And you know what? I hated his arrangement last week, but this week, I really loved it. I had to disagree with the judges. I really like what he did with the song. You could hear a semblance of the song. He stripped it back. And the only thing I would ask of him, because I really love how he ended it, I wish he sung the song more in that style he sang it at the end. Because it started to coast a little bit, and I want him to get more into like the gut-wrenching feeling. But I thought he did a bang-up job on that song, making it his own, and he had great vocal. I think the judges were really throwing him under the bus. They got it really wrong. I'm sorry. Next up was the fashion victim Jermaine Sellers, and he was sporting a onesie. Really? Are we 5 years old? Really? And to make matters worse, he comes out as a second-rate Farnsworth Bentley with a horrible haircut. I can't blame him for trying, but it just doesn't work for Jermaine. So he decided to sing What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. Love this song. I felt that whole arrangement was like elevator music. I hated that arrangement. And on top of that, I felt that Jermaine had a good voice this time around. It was tolerable. However, I felt like his voice and the mood of the song really clashed. It didn't mesh well together. And part of the reason why is because I felt like Jermaine was showboating with, again, he's thinking about the notes, which I thought were impressive. I actually liked the vocal, but in essence, I really felt that he wasn't connecting to the song on an emotional level, what the meaning of the song was. Because the way he was performing like he was all cocky and whatnot, you know, and the message just got lost in translation. Here's the thing. I kind of disagree with the judges, because I did think Jermaine pulled it back. I thought he had a good vocal. It was just a matter of the song choice and the message getting across. But it pissed me off because they keep saying, you know, make the song your own, but yet stick to the melody. Can you please stop contradicting yourselves? You're making yourselves look like asses. And speaking of asses, Jermaine, shut the hell up. Really. Alright? Listen to what the judge says, even if it's crap, take it with a grain of salt. Don't say it on air, say your piece, and just do your thing. Alright? Shut up. You talking, making you look more and more like a cocky ass. So please, just stop it. Next up was Andrew Garcia, and he's singing You Give Me Something by James Morrison. Absolutely love this song. And, you know, I'm in good spirits. You know, he was breakdancing, which I wish I could do, but I can't. I'm way too big to do any of those things, but I'm glad that he's a breakdancer. I gotta say though, I was a bit disappointed. Last week I hated the song, but loved what he did with it. And this week I loved the song, but hated what he did to it. I felt that he had some moments when his voice soars, it soars. However, there was so much tension in his body. He felt like he didn't really want to sing the song, and there was tension especially in his jaw. He had a bit of that camel mouth, you know, when camels eat and they twist their jaw. I felt like he was jutting out his jaw to get like a certain sound out, and it really constricted him vocally in his tone, and I felt like he was just under the notes in parts. And also, the flow was not all there, because he was trying to break up the phrasing, and you really didn't need to break up the phrasing. Just sing the melody. Just really sing the melody in this song, because it's a good melody on its own. So I gotta say, I was a bit disappointed in Andrew. I'm still a fan, but I was disappointed. It wasn't that great.